Yo, Rocco B, Scotty G, highly explicit NFL podcast. We're back, episode 35. Holy shit. But I'm Rocco B from Louisville, Kentucky, hitting you hard tonight with Scotty G, my boy in California.
How you doing?
Scotty, baby, last night we got off to a 1-0 start against the spread last night, Thursday, with Denver staying within a 3.5-point spread. What do you think, Scotty? I tend to agree with some of the talking heads that have been going on today, especially Rob Ninkovich from ESPN, talking about how Baker Mayfield is fucked.
The problem is I am with you and I'm with Rob Ninkovich. Old Shake and Bake's going to find himself shaking the fuck out of Cleveland with no money in his pocket. I'm telling you that right now.
If you're the GM of the Cleveland Browns, if you're the GM of any fucking NFL team, are you paying Baker Mayfield top dog money next year?
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no.
Okay, so finally you're on the bandwagon. It's over. We love Baker coming out of Oklahoma.
I said last week it might be over.
It's over.
Or last show it might be over.
Yeah, it's over. I mean, it's over. It ain't going to happen. I don't think he's going to be, like you talked about last episode, could he be a journeyman? No. Do I think he's going to go from team to team? No. But I do think he's going to go to another team at a lesser contract, and he's going to be there for a good amount of time.
I compared him to Teddy Bridgewater. I think you're going to see a resurfacing of Baker Mayfield, though, in the next year or two on a team that's like ready to rock. Which, by the way, now they're saying it's a fracture in his shoulder. So what, is he going to be maybe done for the year? Is
maybe. I mean, he's got a fracture plus the torn labrum. I don't think so that he's going to be done for the year, but he's going to be out for a while. And here's the thing, Scotty. There's going to be so many fucking overturning of quarterbacks next year. The amount of teams next year that are going to change at quarterback is going to be absurd. So
yeah,
is he going to be one of those guys?
You trying to say Adam Schefter was a year too soon with his predictions on his 50 quarterback changes?
Exactly. I don't think you're ever going to see 18 quarterbacks change, but I think you can see half the league again change over next year. I really could see it.
I got two things real quick before we move on from this. One, you're agreeing that this is an indictment on Baker Mayfield, correct?
Absolutely.
With that being said, this is still on topic one for me. Marcellus Wiley made a comment, and I think it is something that needs to be brought to light. It's not just about the fact they got to win or this and that or the offense did well. It's the little things as such as Case Keenum got sacked one time in this game. Baker Mayfield's averaging 3 sacks a game. This motherfucker, it's like a Carson Wentz situation. You understand that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then my other question is, before we go on again, your boy, I should say your boy, because in fantasy, folks were playing against each other, and this motherfucker, I didn't realize. I'm like, oh, who picked up Dernstein fucking Johnson, the fucking the Bernstein Bear, whatever the fuck his name is. Whoever picked him up is having a good day. I look, it's fucking Rocco, and he's fucking playing old your boy Scotty G here. So I'm like, fuck me.
Yeah,
With that being
Bernstein Bears is a hell of a series of books.
With that being said, let me ask you this. His breakout game, is that just to note, hey, this kid can really ball? Or is that also a slight indictment on Chubby and Hunt? Because maybe they ain't as good as we think they are. Hunt we saw in Kansas City, so I shouldn't say that. But is this offensive line a little underrated, and maybe these running backs a little overrated? Maybe Baker Mayfield a little overrated as well from guys like me? Because clearly the offensive line must be stellar if you can plug in guys and they're not getting sacked and they're rushing for 150 fucking yards.
I got one name for you.
Oh, boy.
And his name is DeMarco Murray. Do you remember in the prime of that unbelievable USDA prime offensive line that the Dallas Cowboys had, 2014, do you remember DeMarco Murray, a late-round pick? Oklahoma, he played great in the Big 12, no doubt about it. Did you imagine that he was going to be the running back that he was with the Dallas Cowboys, and he never was with any other team in his career? It's the offensive line. Now, I'm not going to say Mr. Berenstein Bears ain't a fucking good running back, but I'm also not going to go out on a limb and say that Nicky Chubb is not an elite running back, and I'm not going to go out and say Kareem Hunt's not an elite running back because he's done it on a different team, Hunt. But what I will say is that's why you're not the New York Giants in taking fucking running back at number 2. The Dallas Cowboys maybe in the future, now that we're seeing it play out to where he got his second big old contract, you don't take a running back at 4.
Let me defend Jerry Jones real quick. Jerry Jones got Ezekiel Elliott for one reason and one reason alone. And I'm going to give you another fucking name, Emmitt Smith. That's why he got fucking Ezekiel Elliott. He was trying to recreate the whole fucking triplet
triplets,
thing.
absolutely.
That's this motherfucker just living in the past. Other than that, this guy would never have taken Ezekiel Elliott as high as he did. What did he go, 4 or whatever the fuck he went?
Number 4.
Like, they would have never taken him if Jerry didn't have that envision. And he tried to do it. That's why he went and got Cooper. That's what he thought he had in Dak. That's what he thought he had. And now, the funny thing is he might have it more in fucking Pollard and CeeDee Lamb than he ever had it with the other 2 fucking guys.
Yeah, well, he's realizing now that it's not like it used to be, that you don't run one running back anymore. And on top of that, not only do teams now have 2 backs, but you have to have an offensive line because these defensive linemen are so fucking much more athletic than they used to be. You can't be just Barry Sanders running over everybody anymore. You can't. The defenses are too fast.
And with cell phones and everyone having cameras and everyone recording shit, you can't pay people under the table anymore like fucking Jerry used to do.
You can't get away with snorting a line off a girl's ass the hour before the game. You can't do it, okay? It's not, it's not kosher
the best
anymore.
the best running back in the league, best wide receiver in the league. What are they getting paid? Well, we just give them like $2 million a year. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
No big deal.
I'll throw $10 million in your account.
Salary cap? What the fuck's salary cap? I got my cap on my head. I don't. That's what they did. And you're right. I mean, was he trying to get the next coming of the triplets? Absolutely. But you do not take running back
the only reason he went for that. Yeah.
You don't take running back. We've seen it. Saquon was one of the best running backs I've ever seen in college. Look how that's turning out. Ezekiel Elliott was one of the best running backs I've ever seen in college. Look how that's turning out. Is he worth the money? Absolutely not. So you don't take running back. These running backs, if you plug and play them behind a fucking line, they can do wonders like fucking Mr. Bernstein, as you called him, Mr. Berenstein Bears. But here's the thing, Scotty. You can't just plug and play a quarterback. I understand it's Denver, okay? I understand they're not fucking at the home field mile high. I get that. Teddy was a little banged up. They don't have a fucking extreme offense. We know in Denver. And Von Miller got hurt, all that. But Case Keenum made that team win the fucking game. And like you said, you brought up a great stat. If the quarterback's getting sacked with the same line 3 times a game and you exchange the quarterback with the same line and he's only getting sacked once, tell me something's up. And something is up.
And Case Keenum ain't like a whole mobile quarterback. It's not like you plugged in Lamar Jackson or something. Like
Baker Mayfield's more mobile. Okay, so
exactly.
So that's. It's
he's not very mobile. He's not very mobile either. Let's be real. But he can move in the pocket more than a lot of guys can.
Yeah, but again, this is an indictment on fucking Baker Mayfield. He should never get that deal. He should have never really went number 1, to be honest.
It's sad because I mean, like you said, you can't plug and play quarterbacks. With that being said, Case Keenum's a guy that can do what Teddy Bridgewater did for the Saints. He can win the next 3 to 5 games
because that team's good. Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
But the problem is if Baker's out long term and if Baker doesn't come back and get his shit together, then 2 things are going to happen. 1, Baker's fucking probably already done anyway, but 2, this team's not going to have a chance. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to make the chip at all. The Browns are probably done for the season. And it's an indictment not only because of the sacks, not only because of they're still winning without him, but you got guys like Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, all these guys, they're not performing at the level they should be when Baker's in there. And I don't know why.
2 quarterbacks that should have went number 1. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Think about that draft, okay? You had Josh Rosen, of course, we know, fucking Josh Rosen. And Lamar Jackson was the last pick of the first round in Baltimore. They had to trade back in to come get him. You had Baker Mayfield at 1.
I'm still not buying that.
And you had Sammy D at 3.
I'm still not buying
Josh
that.
Allen doesn't go till 7, and then Rosen goes at 10. You're talking Josh Allen. Put Josh Allen on the fucking Cleveland Browns. Holy shit. It's just an indictment on Baker. It's an indictment on the overdrafting like we talked about with running backs. You overdraft these quarterbacks into bad situations, they can't overcome it. There's only a certain fucking percentage of these quarterbacks that can overcome it, and Baker's not one of them. So, Scotty boy.
Yes, sir.
Let's fucking get to Week 7, baby. Week 7 picks. We, like I said earlier, we started 1-0 against the spread. We picked Denver plus 3.5. They lose by 3 last night. Thank you. And let's start with our 1 o'clock game, shall we? Let's go.
Let me just say this real quick. We got some spreads this week that are fucking crazy.
Huge.
Some of these spreads are fucking nuts. And I'll be honest with you, I had to be talked into some of the decisions I made, but like I went against the grain here on a lot of my picks. So let's get to it.
Huge. Now, let's get to Baltimore. Say we're going to take the Ravens -6.5 or the visiting Cincinnati Bengals +6.5. Division rival coming off the huge win against Detroit. I think you know which way I'm leaning, Scotty. We know that Baltimore just crushed the Chargers at home, but here comes the first division game of the year for them. I'm taking Cincinnati +6.5.
I really don't believe in Lamar Jackson. I know everyone else is sucking him off. And I will say this. We say it every fucking pod. The Ravens are completely playing out of their minds. They're playing great. They're outperforming what they should be based on all the losses and shit. And Lamar's having a great year. I just don't see him doing it in the long term. With that being said, I'm still not sold on Cincy to do it against a team like this. They're still good enough to make noise in this league. So I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm taking them to cover. I don't think Cincy's just quite there yet.
Okay. And, you know, again, I just don't think you're going to see it all year until they're fucking 11-6 and making the playoffs. Now, let's go to MetLife Stadium, and our boy, Joey Judge, has got his New York Giants hosting your boy, Sammy D, and the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are 3-point favorites on the road to the fucking lowly Giants. Giants have got a shit ton of injuries. Saquon's out again. Tony's out. Galladay's out. It doesn't really matter. Carolina -3. Book it.
I'm with you. There's not much to say. The fucking Giants are atrocious. Sammy D's comfortable in that stadium. And I just think Carolina, regardless of their, yeah, he's comfortable, all right. He's throwing enough picks in that stadium. He knows.
Okay.
With that being said, I think Carolina's also still a good team. I don't think they're what I thought they were going to be. I don't think they're a playoff team anymore, but they're still a good team. They're gonna romp the fucking Giants.
And I don't want to waste any more time on the Giants, but let's just get down to brass tacks, Scotty. They're missing CMC, and it's a way different team without that kid. So. But I still like Carolina.
Agreed.
So, all right, now, here's a spread that has gone down during this week. The two spreads that we just talked about, Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Carolina, the Giants, they're basically stayed the same. This spread has gone down in a way that makes me think something. I don't know. Let's go to Lambeau Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin, and the Green Bay Packers are favored now by 8 instead of the opening line of 10 against the Washington football team. Washington's got a shit ton of injuries. I don't like what Heineke's doing. That defense, of course, we've always talked about being as badly overrated as we've ever seen. Green Bay at Lambeau Field, this is Aaron Rodgers' fucking place. You got to take Green Bay -8, right, Scotty?
That's what I'm taking. What are you taking?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm taking, but I don't like how it's coming down.
You got to go Green Bay -8. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to feast on this team. This defense has looked like shit. Like you said, Heineke hasn't looked great. I wanted to say this last week, and I kind of forgot, but I think it's a good time to say it now. I still think the Cowboys might be the best team in the NFL right now based on everything I'm seeing. I still don't think this team's far behind. We forget this team's 5-1. The only fucking game they lost, I know it's been a little tough, but that's the thing. They've been winning and not playing their best. And the only game they lost, Aaron Rodgers didn't get off the fucking bus. He didn't come out of the locker room. He didn't get off the bus. Whatever. He didn't show up to that fucking game. He was the worst he'd ever been. And that's their only loss. So this team could be a problem as it starts to gel and gets more confident. We got to see what happens here.
They are struggling. Their defense
they're not winning. They're not winning pretty. Don't get me wrong. But to me, sometimes that's more impressive. Because like I said to you, and you like to bring up the 2015 Carolina Panthers, I thought about it today. It was also the New England 2007 New England team. You could almost argue the 2017 Eagles team, even though they went through a little hiccup when Wentz went down.
Yeah.
But those are the only 3 teams I can think of that started out of the gate hot and finished the year in the Super Bowl. And only one of those 3 won it. And the one that won it probably shouldn't have won it.
Yeah.
But regardless, all 3 of those were the only 3 teams I can think off the top of my head that really started off hot and stayed hot. That's why I'm not a big believer in some of these other teams that have come out of the gates hot. This team's not hot yet. What if Green Bay gets hot week fucking 15? It's going to be a fucking problem.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't like their defense. I don't like what they fucking do on D, but this is more of an indictment on what I think Washington does. I don't think Washington's got a fucking prayer to stop Rodgers.
They're awful.
And I don't like Heineke coming from behind. So, I don't want to ever fucking imagine that in my mind, Heineke coming from behind. But I would say that Green Bay -8 is a fucking lock. Now, Let's go to Nashville, shall we? Let's fucking country it up and have the Kansas City Chiefs come on into the fucking Nissan Stadium over there in Tennessee, and the Tits coming off that fucking WWE fucking Monday night win against the Buffalo Bills are 4.5-point dogs at home to Kansas City. You know how I feel about the Chiefs. Now, the problem with this spread is, would I love to take the home dogs? Would I love to take the Tits at home?
You can't do it.
You know I'm a Tit guy. I can't do it, okay? Tennessee has nobody playing at corner. I don't know who's going to play corner for them. And we all know how fucking dangerous the Chiefs could be on offense. And they also have their mainstay left tackle, Taylor Lewan, out of the game as well. Who's going to protect Tannehill? Chris Jones might be coming back for Kansas City, even though that defense is absolutely fucking abysmal. I don't see who stops Mahomes in this offense on Tennessee. Got to take the Chiefs minus 4.5 here.
Yeah, it's going to be probably a shitty fucking high-scoring. It's probably be a fun game because it's be a high-scoring game because both these teams have no defense whatsoever.
None.
And Derrick Henry might run for 500 yards this game. But with that being said, I'm still taking the Chiefs minus 4.5 because I can't trust fucking Tannehill. They got Derrick Henry. Tannehill can't be trusted. A.J. Brown can't stay healthy. Julio looks like he could be done. And that defense is just bad. And with that being said, even if Kansas City starts off slow, I think they got enough with Kelsey, with Tyreek Hill, with Mahomes. They got enough to still come out on top, and I think they win.
Yeah, I'm going to do bold prediction here. I'm going to say Josh Gordon gets his first touchdown here in 5 years or ever since he, was last time he had an 8-ball. I'm not sure, but that's the
last week. So you're saying last week?
That's that's the bold prediction of the week. I think Josh Gordon gets his first touchdown here. Now, here's the hardest game to me to pick all week, and it's a shit show. I did not know which way to go. I don't like the way this line looks, but I wouldn't like it the other way either. So it's such a tough fucking game to pick. Betting, I'd stay away from this game at all costs. But you got the Atlanta Falcons, 2.5-point favorites coming off the bye, going into Miami, with the Dolphins having that awful loss in London to the Jags. Miami's a home dog. I still can't take Miami. I'm struggling with this pick. Home dog, Falcons are the Falcons. They got some injuries. The fucking Dolphins, when are they going to wake up? They got all this chatter about getting Watson. Is Tua going to fucking get his thumb out of his ass? I can't take the Dolphins. I'm taking the Falcons minus 2.5 in Miami.
I almost talked myself out of it listening to you talk because I do think Watson goes there, and the players might say, hey, we don't like Tua. We want to just tank until they go get Watson. That's literally a thought that has just crossed my mind at this very moment. But I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to say positive, and I'm going to say the Dolphins win. But with that being said, is my reasoning behind it, they're both banged up teams. My biggest thing, though, is this is kind of do or die for Miami. If they lose this game, it's over. So to me, your back's against the wall. Your only chance to maybe get back in this, especially if Watson is coming, is to win this game. So you're either going to tank and say, hey, Watson's going to do a Garoppolo and win our last 6 games, and then we ride off into the sunset, get ready for next year, or you're actually trying to put something together so when Watson gets there, you can actually make a playoff run.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I like that too. But I just can't stand Tua, and I'm going to take the fresh team and the Falcons. And it's funny, we're talking 2 years ago, fucking Miami's tanking for Tua, and now 2 years later they're tanking with Tua. So it's amazing.
Now they're trading Tua.
They're trading the Tua. It's unbelievable to me. But what a shit show game. I hope it's at least entertaining. But this has got the makings of one of these 17-16 piece of shit games. So I don't like that at all. Now, Scotty, I love you. I love you. You know that.
Yeah, I got the Jets winning too. Let's go to the next game.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Now, here's the thing. I'm shocked, though, to be honest. I am shocked that the spread is a TD. We're in Foxborough. We got the New England Patriots getting the Jets coming back off a bye. They murdered the Jets in MetLife earlier this season. From what I remember and what I recall, I don't think they shipped off Zach Wilson during the bye week. They have Zach Wilson still at quarterback. Bill Belichick's still the coach in New England. He will eat Zach Wilson alive again, unfortunately. There's no way in hell that I can take the Jets +7 because I don't see Rex Ryan walking in the door and I don't see Mark Sanchez walking in the door. So I will take the New England Patriots -7.
It's sad when Sanchez has got to be our savior. You know what I hate about this game? It's still in October and it's a week before Halloween, meaning there's a good chance as Sammy D would say, Zach Wilson's going to see some fucking ghosts. It's going to be some fucking ghosts. There's going to be some fucking goblins. There's going to be some fucking...
He's going to have some fucking
vampires.
fun-size fucking Milky Ways getting thrown his way is what you're saying.
Holy shit. This is going to get bad. New England's going to win. New England's going to cover. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, and CJ Mosley's doubtful. That's not good.
Yeah, and you know what else isn't good? Because C.J. Mosley started off a little slow, but then he looked pretty good last couple games. Like he's been one of our best defenders, which is great. Problem is he's doubtful because of a hamstring injury. Do you know what the hamstring injury is? The same kind of injury he had a year or two ago that took him out the whole fucking season. So if this is a reoccurring issue, it's not good.
Yeah, but let's get positive for one fucking second. They took this kid, Quinnen Williams' brother. What's this kid's name?
Fantastic.
Quincy Williams.
Quincy.
Unfucking real.
Looks great.
So
great. And they love to play together. They
Yeah.
love to play together. They're balling out.
That's positive.
I told you, the secondary looks good. You know,
Marcus May says he wants to be here now all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Somebody's family, Goombas, sent some Goombas over there and said, "Yeah, you want to be able to walk the rest of your life? You're gonna fucking stay in New York Jet."
Or maybe you just started fucking a cheerleader or something. Who knows? All right, now that we're off that sad game right there, we're gonna go to the 4:00 window, and we got 4 games this week. Here's 2 of the games we talked about in the beginning of the season, Scotty, when we were talking about the games we were looking forward to. Here's one of them.
Yeah, I went backwards on my thoughts, but keep going.
The Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford showdown, with the Detroit Lions going in the SoFi Stadium in L.A. with the Rams as now 16-point favorites. Yes, I said 16-point favorites against the lowly Detroit Lions. They are
1,
just
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
16. You know how I feel about both these guys? I think Goff's going to keep it closer than 16. I'm taking Detroit.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't been able to figure out if Matthew Stafford's that good or Jared Goff's that bad yet, because he looks awful.
Horrendous.
But does he look awful because he's in Detroit? Or does he look awful because he was always awful?
He looked like this with the Rams pre-McVay, and he looked like this at times with McVay. So I think he is this bad.
You know what he could be? And I hate to say this because this goes against everything I've been saying the last 2 years. He could be a Baker Mayfield. They could be the same fucking thing. Literally.
He's a good comparison. Number 1 pick. Probably shouldn't have been a number 1 pick.
But I'm saying they both hold on to the ball too long. They both have underperformed with talent around them, but they both are somewhat serviceable when you have some talent around them. Yeah, they're almost probably better backups.
I like that. I like that. I don't know necessarily backup because I think Mayfield and Goff both could be like from 28 to 32.
Borderline.
I think
they got to have the exact right thing around them and the right coaching.
Yeah, I agree. But with this game, just give me this. I don't want Goff the rest of the season. Give me this game. I think he's going to have a slight bug up his ass for at least one half.
This is one of them that I was with you on, but then I flipped literally right before this pod.
Okay.
And I got talked out of it, and it kind of makes sense. I feel like the Rams are going to win and the Rams are going to cover. And I know 16 is so fucking much, but
I get you.
I got a feeling Goff's the only reason why I would say he keeps it close. And I don't know if I trust Goff. The way the coach came out talking about Goff, what if this team is like, fuck this guy? He's not a head coach. We got to tank. We're done. We're not trying. We don't give a shit.
Yeah, it could be Campbell, could be Goff. I mean, there's these teammates could be like, hey, fuck this quarterback. I mean, I'm with you. All it's going to take for 16 points, Scotty, is a half. Give me a half like you gave me in Green Bay, right? Give me a half where you look good and you at least keep it close. And the Rams are due for maybe a turnover here or there, but I
also got to think too. Stafford's going to want to show Detroit why they fucked up never getting him help.
Sure, I think it's going to be. There's 2 quarterbacks with bugs up their asses, so it's going to be interesting to see.
So it's tough. It's tough to say, but
I'll take the points.
I was going to take the points, but I went the other way. The public's on the points, by the way. We looked it up, so I'm going against the public.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going against the public, so I'm going to go with the Rams to cover.
All right. And that's fair because I can see it being a fucking blowout too. But I'm taking the points. This is the go-to game for Goff. If Goff's an actual legitimate quarterback and wants to play somewhere else next year, he's got to show up in this game.
If he shits the bed this game, you're 100% right.
He's done. All right, now this is the game we were all supposed to go to if it wasn't, such a
fucking booster shots and shit all over the place.
Forget about it with this COVID shit. But the Philadelphia Eagles are going to the Black Hole in Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium, and the Raiders are 3-point favorites at home against the Eagles. They're basically calling this an even game. I'm shocked this isn't like 4.5 for the Raiders. So that is a little weary for me with the Eagles, but I'm going to go with the Raiders -3 here.
I'm going with Philly, though. I don't have a lot of reason. I just think Philly has an opportunity to win here. They had a little extra time to prepare because they had the Thursday night game, so they had a little time to extra prepare. And I feel like they're going to come in rested. They're going to come in like chomping at the bit. And I got a weird feeling that they come in and they win this game when you don't expect it, because I'm, again, still not sold on the Raiders.
I will say that I could see the Eagles winning this game, but if I believe that the Raiders are for real, sans a John Gruden, if they're going to play their balls off for Rich Bisaccia like they did with Denver, like I think they're going to do the rest of the year, this is one of those games at home you got to take care of. And I like it by 3. That's fine. We're different there. Now, you want to talk about big spread. This started at 14 during the week, and now it's down to 11.5. Tampa Bay at home, 11.5-point favorites to the Chicago Bears, coming in with Justin Fields. Here's a funny fucking little tidbit, Scotty. Tom Brady's been playing in the league for 48 years, right? He's been in the league unbelievably long. And you know my feelings on Ohio State quarterbacks. This is the first time Tom Brady, in all the fucking games, all the years he's played, every team he's played, every quarterback he's played, it's the first fucking time, he's 44 years old, that he's played an Ohio State starting quarterback on the other side. Ain't that crazy?
It's also the biggest difference in age gap. He's like 20 years older. You're 100% right.
So,
but I'm just saying,
nuts?
like, it's the biggest age difference.
So, goes to my point of these Ohio State quarterbacks don't fucking work. But it's just amazing. He never played a Terrell Pryor. Altoona. He never played fucking...
Rock.
Nobody.
Rock, let's be honest. Your statements have been correct. The Ohio State quarterbacks have not panned out. With that being said, and a lot of them haven't started a ton of games.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one he's been in the AFC. Honestly, a lot of the Ohio States, I feel, been going to the NFC. Like Dwayne Haskins, he never played him. He's not even starting anymore.
Yeah, J.T. Barrett never made the actual roster for the Saints. You got now Troy Smith, who won the Heisman back in the day, played for Baltimore for a cup of coffee. It's just amazing how he never played an Ohio State quarterback. Him being a Michigan quarterback, he's talking a bunch of shit about it, which is hilarious. But as far as this game goes, I would have taken Tampa Bay -13 in a heartbeat 2 days ago. But once it comes out and that AB, Mr. Antonio Brown himself, is out, Levante David, tackle machine's out. Gronk's still not going to be there. He's out. Dickie Sherman's going to be out. They don't have any other corner besides Jamel Dean on that team that's going to be playing on the field. I cannot take those points with all of these injuries with Tampa Bay. Got to take Chicago.
Do you taking Chicago?
Got to take Chicago plus
Chi-Town? You taking Chi-Town?
Yeah, they're going to lose by 10.
Let me educate you real quick. I've seen a lot of Tom Brady. It's a curse and a blessing because I got to watch the greatest of all time more than I'd like to say, because he was in my division, played my team, played the teams I cared about. And, of course, we've all watched him in the Super Bowls and playoffs fucking year in and year out for the last 20 fucking years. There's one thing I've learned about Tom Brady, and it's the one thing I can guarantee you about this game. He is a fucking animal and a different quarterback when he has any bit of a chip, a grudge, or anything to prove. If you remember, this is the game he accidentally thought it was the 4th down last year. He embarrassed himself last year, putting up 4 fingers against Nick Foles in this game. And I believe they lost that game, or they almost lost that game.
No, they
lost
lose.
that game.
Yeah.
With that being said, you don't think it's been talked about? Tom Brady already came out and acknowledged it. Yeah, it happens. It's interesting it happened at that time. I don't know why it happened, blah, blah, blah. You don't think he's been thinking about that? He tried to make memes about it. He tried to blow it off. He's embarrassed. He is too arrogant. He's too competitive to allow that to slide by without rectifying it. He is going to wreak havoc on this Chicago Bears team. I'm telling you right now.
I think so, too. I'm not doubting Brady. I'm just, this could be a backdoor cover. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, they could be up 18 at the end of the fucking game, and then, fucking Justin Fields.
The whole backdoor.
Says, hey, how you doing?
Not too bad every now and then, yeah.
You ever have your fucking shit pushed in, is he? So that's I think that's going to be it's dangerous to take them 11.5 with all those injuries. Now, here's the one. This is going to make you a man, Scotty. Okay, this pick here will put some hair on your fucking balls, man.
What you trying to say, man?
Now, this is what we're going to do.
All you got in this world is your fucking balls, huh?
That's it. And I don't break them for no one. And this is what we're going to do. You're going to look at the Arizona fucking Cardinals, the old Nils, whatever you want to call them. They're hosting the piece of shit Houston Texans, and they are 17.5-point favorites, Scotty.
This is Super Bowl III shit right here.
17.5. I don't think it's that much of a complete fix.
That's what the spread was, I believe, 17.5.
But I will tell you, you know me, I don't give a shit what team it was. I won earlier this year by taking Buffalo minus 18 against Houston, and I'm going to win again, taking Arizona minus 18 against Houston, basically. I'll take the 17.5 with Arizona. I think this is going to get ugly.
This is. I'm stating this right now, and I've stated it I think before, but I don't know if I've done it on air, so I'm gonna do it right now. The Arizona Cardinals will not make the Super Bowl. The Arizona Cardinals will probably not make the NFC Championship. If they do, they will fall flat on their face. And the reason is because I think they got too hot too quick. And with that being said, and Murray, I don't trust to last the whole season. With that being said,
you're trying to knock them down a peg. That's one of your favorites.
But with that being said, I'm with you. Yeah. I tried to not go with you because this spread is astronomical. But again, I got talked. This is another one I got talked out of. I can't even take full credit for it, but I'm going to own it. Cardinals, old Nils, whatever the fuck you want to call them. They ain't looking too old, I'll tell you that. Taking them to win, and I'm taking them to cover.
Yeah.
And with that being said as well, the public is on Houston, by the way.
Yeah, get off the public. I don't like the fact I'm on the public with the Lions, but here's the thing. With Arizona, they're very comparable to the Bills. And the Bills were at home, favored by 18. They won by 40. Arizona at home against Houston. Kyler Murray's a front runner. What the fuck do you think they're going to do when they go up 14 against this team? You think they're going to fucking pack it in?
Davis Mills has scored double digits one time, and it was against New England since he started. Yeah, Davis Mills.
David Carr ain't walking through the door. Even Matt Schaub ain't walking through that fucking door. And definitely, Mr. Masseuse is still laying on a table right now. He ain't walking anywhere. So you got to take Arizona. He's going to be so
relaxed when he comes back. He's been getting massaged this whole time. I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
Come fucking super slick with all the fucking oil dripping off him.
He's going to be coming super slick from something. But I will say that, you better watch out for Watson because he's going to be massively dehydrated. All the time. He's going to be dehydrated. You got to fucking get him to Gatorade.
You're not going to be able to tackle him, though. You're going to grab him, and he's going to slip off the baby oil.
Mr. Masseuse, it's a gift that keeps giving.
I can't wait till he comes back. I can't wait. I miss the guy. I really do.
Yeah,
Look,
do.
I understand
he was
likes the
quarterback.
massage table. I get it, but I can't wait.
I know.
I can't wait. Now, honestly, Cleveland's not a bad spot for him either, by the way.
I agree, but, buddy boy, you might be seeing him twice a year. You might be seeing him twice a year. You might be saying, fuck
Rock, I'm ready to switch teams. Zach Wilson sucks. Deshaun Watson's coming to town. Mac Jones might be great. Fucking Josh Allen might turn out to be great. I
told
you
before, don't fucking automatically think it's Miami. Just don't. I think there's going to be at least two dark horses.
I feel like it's so obvious that it's not going to be Miami.
Yeah, I think
like
everyone's forgetting Carolina. Everyone's forgetting Washington. There's going to be somebody that comes in the race.
What if it's like someone no one talks about?
Giants?
Like Atlanta or
maybe
something.
the Giants?
Giants.
Yeah, Atlanta would fit.
No. Giants and Steelers, I think, are out, and Green Bay, because they're, like I told you, they're not going to bring that drama in. They don't need to.
Atlanta's the perfect team.
I know. I said that before, but you said Atlanta with Matt Ryan. He couldn't get rid of him, so I don't know.
Not this year, but if you want to take him one more year, or you want to put Watson and then just eat Ryan's money next year, they couldn't do it this year. No, Atlanta's perfect. He's a Georgia boy. I mean, that'd be perfect. Perfect. We'll see if they pull the trigger on that. Now, let's go to the Sunday night game. These games have been a little wacky on Sunday night, and I think this one's going to be no different, Scotty. We have the Indianapolis Colts going into Santa Clara, if you will. But the San Francisco 49ers are 4-point favorites against the Carson Wentz-led Colts.
Is it Trey Lance or Garoppolo or what? Who's playing this fucking game?
It's Jimmy G. Trey Lance have been ruled out today. He was fucking ruled out today. He's not even going to be in uniform. So it's going to be Jimmy G. And I think Kyle Shanahan's the backup.
I like Jimmy.
Here's the thing, Scotty. One of these guys we're going to have to get off of. I'm off of A.J. Brown because he can't stay healthy. Here's another guy that we're going to have to get off of. Paris Campbell, man. He's out for the season. Paris Campbell had foot surgery.
He's good.
He's out for the season. Man. He can't stay.
He's good, but he can't stay healthy. It's 2 years in a row.
So I don't like San Fran's injuries. I don't like the Indianapolis Colts. You were completely whacked on Scotch the other week because of Frank Reich, and he's still the coach. But I got to take the Colts +4 here, Scotty.
I took San Fran.
Jimmy G pulls
I took
up
San
a
Fran
calf.
to
Who's
cover.
the quarterback?
Yeah, I took San Fran to cover.
Okay.
Jimmy G, yeah, the guy who fucking is like 38-4. Yeah, I'll take that guy. People don't realize this kid wins. He fucking wins. The problem is he can't stay healthy.
If Jimmy G did not have the injury bug, I think he could overcome some of that fucking, yip type of stuff that he did in the Super Bowl. I really do. But he really made of glass.
I'm not going to compare him, but you know how like people are like, oh, Mac Jones is Brady-esque. A lot of it's because he's in New England and he's like same style. I'm telling you, Jimmy G is Brady-esque. The way he plays, the way he reads the field, he just can't stay healthy. He doesn't have the arm. He might be not as accurate as Tom Brady, but Tom Brady was never the most accurate quarterback. Tom Brady was the guy that would look the field over for 2 seconds and be like, oh, that guy's going to be wide open. And then he was. Jimmy G has a little bit of that quality. I'm telling you, man. Jimmy G could have been legit. Nah, not the best, but he could have been legit. He could have been like a top 10 quarterback, but because of his injuries, I don't think he'll ever even be close.
Okay. And these Sunday night games have been closer than people think. I'll take the dog here, Indy +4. You'll take San Fran -4. Now let's go to Monday night. Monday night, this game could have been a barn burner if my boy Russell Wilson was in this game, but he's not. Your boy Geno Smith is still the Seattle Seahawks quarterback. Seattle is at home hosting the New Orleans Saints coming off a bye. And Seattle is 4.5-point home dog here. So the Saints favored by 4.5. They got a bunch of players coming off IR, man. They got Quan Alexander. They got Marcus Davenport. They got a couple guys in their offensive line coming back. I think I got to take the Saints -4.5 on Monday night, Scotty. I think Geno is,
Geno's trash.
He's
dog.
overwhelmed.
Geno is fucking trash. And I don't know if it's because I'm trying to have 2 picks in the top 5 with fucking Seahawks fucking tanking because the Jets have the Seahawks first-round pick this year. Jamal Adams is the fucking gift that keeps on giving, I'll tell you that. But regardless, I don't know if that's my motive, but I'm with you. New Orleans, -4.5. I'm going with it. I think Geno sucks. I think that defense sucks. I think your best options, who is Metcalf and Lockett, which is the one thing on top with obviously Russell Wilson, but that's the one thing that I would say, man, this puts Seattle, makes them dangerous against anybody. He can't get them the fucking ball. Chris Carson ain't there. They don't have a fucking run game. They don't have a fucking tight end. This team, literally, again, Russell Wilson might be MVP of the fucking league. It's probably going to be Lamar Jackson because he's looking great again. But Russell Wilson, you take him away from this team, his team's going to fucking tank.
Yeah, Russell is fantastic, and Seattle should do whatever it takes to keep him.
He's like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think he's the best quarterback in the league, dude. He's playing with nothing. No offensive line. He's got 2 stud wide receivers. One can't stay healthy and fucking Lockett. He's got no tight ends, no running backs, no defense. His coach is a fucking idiot. I hate Pete Carroll.
I love him.
I don't know how he wins. I really don't. Get this guy the fuck out of Seattle. Send him to fucking Pittsburgh. Send him somewhere where he's got some help.
Yeah, I take one guy over him right now, and it's Brady. Other than Brady, I'm taking Russ every day of the week.
And honestly, I get that thought process, but realistically, if I said, hey, for the next 5 years, you got to pick one of those 2 quarterbacks, yes. You're taking Russ.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, but you're saying for a season or for one game, you got to take Brady, of course. But yes.
I might take Brady at 65 for one game.
And you wouldn't be wrong.
I'll be honest with you.
You wouldn't be fucking wrong. Oh, baby. All right, that's week 7 picks. We'll see how we go. We got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different games we got. Let's see what happens, and we'll roll from there. Scotty, do you have a segment here?
I don't have a segment. Okay. I had something I just wanted to bring up, and I really was alarmed when I looked this up. It really kind of bothered me, and so I was just curious with the fucking third string running back going off in Cleveland last night. I was curious what the attempts were with Cleveland on their rushing attempts, like how much they're actually running the ball, if they ran the ball more. Because I was wondering, like, hey, are they giving Mayfield the same support? Are they running the ball as much when they have Chubb and whatnot in there? Or were they running the ball more because Case Keenum was in there? So it wasn't any different. They ran the ball like fucking 40 times or some shit last night. I think it was like 22 times or something like that. But they ran the ball a shit ton last night. And Cleveland is actually averaging the most at 32.4 a rush attempt per game. So that's really not a big deal. Tennessee's number 2, which makes sense. Dallas is number 3, which is surprising. But what really shocked me is I went to the bottom of the list. What would you think the top 3 teams that are run the ball the least, attempt to run the ball the least? Number 32, the Miami Dolphins. You got Tua coming off a fucking injury. You got Jacoby Brissett, and you're not attempting to run the ball? I understand you don't have the greatest running crew, but you picked up Breida, you have Gaskins. Why not attempt more to make it easier for them? That's fucking alarming to me.
Yep.
Number 2, the New York fucking Jets. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's
You got
crazy.
Zach Wilson. You got this fucking brand new offensive line. Why the fuck are you not running the ball more? Are you kidding me? They rush the ball 20 times per game. It's the second. Miami's 19.2. Jets are 20.8. And number 3, Philly's number 4, by the way. Number 3 is actually, I would not have guessed this, is the Pittsburgh Steelers at 21.8. How the fuck, with that terrible offensive line, are you not running Najee more?
Well, what's amazing is you got now those bottom 3 teams that run the ball the least are the offensive coordinators that have, they're on the most hot seats. So that's that makes sense. You have to be balanced in this fucking game, or
It's just crazy to me.
if you're going to throw the ball a ton, your quarterback better be able to run the ball. Simple as that.
It's just wild to me. The top 3 teams that run the ball the most, I told you, was Cleveland, Tennessee, Dallas. Right behind them is Baltimore, Arizona, New Orleans, and then Buffalo, Chicago, San Fran, Carolina are the top 10. But I mean, all those teams are dangerous teams. All those teams that run the ball in the top 10 are dangerous teams
And this
or
proves
good
my
teams.
point. This proves my point of, why would you take a running back so high and forget about your offensive line? The offensive line is what drives these teams. Look at all those teams that you just mentioned. Look at their offensive lines. They're fucking fantastic. That's what drives a team. Now, yeah, it's awesome to have a Derrick Henry. It's awesome to have a Zeke. It's awesome to have Chubb and Hunt. All that's great. But you put Chubb and Hunt behind the fucking Philadelphia Eagles offensive line, they ain't going anywhere. Najee Harris behind Pittsburgh, look what he's doing. He's making all of his fucking plays off of passes. So, you have to have an offensive line to fucking make sure that your running back has the holes. But it also
This is
proves,
crazy.
Scotty, this game's changing. And that's what sucks, is it's changing.
They're throwing a lot more, I'll tell you
know,
that.
It's definitely changing, and we're not going to be seeing a back or 2 backs even get 35, 40 carries a game anymore. It ain't going to happen. And that's a
I
shame.
don't agree with it.
Me neither. I don't like it. It's a shame. It's terrible. All right, now let's just get into Bluegrass buffoonery for a second here. I could have picked a plethora, if you will, of people across the fucking sporting world. Evander Kane in the NHL fucking forging his vaccination cards. Betting
I love that. I love that, by the way.
Betting
I
on
don't know
the
why
league.
Kyrie don't do that.
It's fantastic. Ben Simmons in the NBA being a fucking moron. The Sixers are morons too. But, I hate to pile on the Giants fans. I hate to do it. Joe Judge is the buffoon of the week, if you will. There's the fucking Bluegrass buffoonery here. He's coming from the Big Apple. This is Big Apple buffoonery here for fucking Joe Judge. He comes out and says the fish stinks from the head down. And he's talking about from him all the way down to the bottom barrel of that fucking team, the ball boy, if you will.
You sure he's not mentioning like hinting at like ownership and GM? Like, you sure that sounds like a shot at to me at like corporate. Like, I'm a manager at a restaurant. If I told someone, hey, the fish rots from the head down,
I thought he was
would
maybe talking about his wife. I
other-
wasn't sure.
Other people would immediately think I'm talking about corporate and ownership. So I think that's kind of a shot at fucking ownership. And that's not the ownership to take a shot at, because not only are they good ownership, but they in New York, baby. They can fuck you up.
He's done. He's done. Joe Judge is done. And he's almost admitting that he's done. You don't come out and say everything is my fault and it all starts with me. because that's kind of the way that he was going in that press conference. He is in over his head. And these coaches, I don't understand with these coaches, especially these special teams coaches, that these fucking teams hire with no coordinator experience, no head coaching experience in college. You think that you're going to find the next John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh is like, who's going to come from the John Harbaugh coaching tree? John Harbaugh is a big old fucking tree in the winter. He's got no leaves. Nothing falls off. Every John Harbaugh you get, he's fucking 2,500 out of 1. You are not going to get anybody that's that good as just a special teams coach for their career. You're not going to do it. Stop hiring these special teams guys and you think they can run a fucking football team. You have to get these guys that have either been coordinators in the league for a long time. You have to get a guy that has head coaching experience.
I think this goes back to the whole Bill Belichick tree. Everyone from his tree, man, sucks. Everybody. And now Brian Flores, I hate to say it, is not looking good. And I think it could be more of Tua and Jacoby Brissett. I don't want to indict him yet. But with that being said, Brian Flores is not having the greatest year and a half now either because, I don't know. They fucking crashed and burned last year, and they should have made the playoffs. And then now this year has been fucking a fucking car accident. It's been terrible. I can't look away.
Not only are the Miami Dolphins and Brian Flores dealing with how badly Tua is playing and how badly now it's trickling down to the rest of the fucking team, they have to go and see in their conference how the Los Angeles Chargers doing with Justin Herbert, the guy they passed on. The next pick to the Los Angeles Chargers, they chose Tua instead of Justin Herbert. How fucking dumb do they look right now? And now they're going to trade every draft pick they're ever going to have for the next 25 years to go get Deshaun Watson? That's what you think is smart and what you needed to do? You should have drafted Justin Herbert, you fucking idiots. And now you took Tua and you're fucking paying for it.
Do you imagine if they took Herbert and they had all those picks to go build this fucking team even better?
Absolutely. You take Herbert,
Jesus
you're set.
Christ.
You're set and you got all those other picks. But they didn't, and that's it. But that's Brian Flores. Joe Judge, you're going to lose your job, I think, this season to Mr. Clapp. You're going to see Jason Garrett be the head coach of the New York Giants this year. You're going to see it. You're going to see it whether it's game 10, game 12. It's going to happen. This team's going to implode. They're going to need a change in season, and you're going to see Jason
think Joe
Garrett.
Judge was a jerk-off of the week, too, man. This guy is not having a good year.
Not having a good year, and he's about to be out, and he's admitting it. You don't admit it like that. And to the New York Giant fans who see it, they don't have to hear it now. You're going to fucking tell them. They see it. You don't have to admit it. Oh, yeah, we suck. And it starts with me. Well, okay, it starts with you. You're fucking out the door now, buddy.
Hey, Rock, before we go, because I know we're about done, but before we go, I'm a little shocked that your buffoonery wasn't the entire fucking United States Congress, because we got the whole issue going on with Washington football team.
What's that? What is that?
Now,
what is that I see out there? Hold on. I can't. There's something.
I can't.
That's just the fucking tip of the iceberg, Scotty. Look at that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, my God. You fucking hit it right on the head.
So it sounds like that Congress is bored. They don't want to deal with the economic shit. They don't want to deal with COVID. They don't want to deal with all this other shit. They want to the same thing they did years ago. They want to deal with, like they did with the steroids in baseball. They'd rather deal with professional sports and pop culture. It seemed more fun. I get it. They're bored. And with that being said, they're looking into this Washington football bullshit. And with that being said, as I hate to say that a million times in a row, but it sounds like if the NFL doesn't come up with some bullshit to feed them, they're going to subpoena the NFL. Ooh. And based on what you said November 4th, I believe, is the date. They're going to get hold of a lot of these emails and a lot of the shit that's been going on. It could be disastrous.
Well, with that being said, I believe that the NFL is really going to have to pull the wool over everybody's eyes, including Congress now, with these emails. Because if you fucking think for 1 second that John Gruden and Bruce Allen and some of these other dudes that were in on these emails, these high school childish emails, potentially racist, potentially misogynistic, all of that, anti-gay, slurish type of emails, you think they're the only fuckers on this fucking chain that did that shit? Come on.
Rock, I'm actually worried for their sake. You might have owners, you might have head of football operations, GMs,
CEOs of other companies.
there could be massive amount of people not only talking about racial shit, misogynistic, anti-gay, anti-whatever. Not only that, but we've talked about it for years. The NFL is like a fucking mafioso. What if there's like conversations about like illegal money transfers or supporting the wrong person, like embezzlement, bribery? There's all kinds of things you might be able to catch. We're not talking about you and me, the fucking average Joe who fucking pays rent and goes to work. We're talking about billionaires. They have ties to all kinds of things. You don't think there was any conversations about getting stadiums opened and shit during COVID? Who knows what kind of things are in those emails? What I'm saying is this could be very bad for the NFL if they don't figure a way to satisfy Congress to not subpoena and get everything. They're going to be fucked, in my opinion, because there's no way their hands are clean on this. I don't know what they're going to do, bro.
This may be the opening. This may be the opening for your sport, basketball, the NBA, to make the opportunity now to be the number one sport in America, because
no, I don't think it goes that far, but I think I get what you're saying. You're saying it's going to be so crazy, it's going to open a can of worms. It's going to blemish the sport forever. Is
to
what you're
baseball.
saying.
What happened to baseball? Baseball was number one. The strikes and steroids crushed it.
The only difference is because it was steroids and everything. I feel like with baseball, it actually changed the product on the field. They weren't hitting home runs anymore. It changed the whole game. This shit with NFL, I don't think it changes the game. I think you just see a lot of people get fired. You're like, in my opinion, if this goes to the extent of a possibly like the worst case scenario, you might see a couple owners step down, which is great in hindsight because you can have minority owners take over, you can have female owners take over, which is great. But it might be something like that. But I don't think any of this shit affects the product on the field, which is where I think it differs from baseball. Baseball, it literally changed what you're watching.
Absolutely.
This, I think it just changes who's in charge of what you're watching.
But the game has already gotten a head start on changing. Since the concussions, since all the injuries, since all of that shit, now the game has changed. And then now you're going to talk about, here come the big wigs starting to fall, and here comes some of the bigger names that you would have thought, oh, this is a great guy, or this is a great team. They do this shit the right way, and blah, blah, blah. Just imagine, like, if they got New England's emails. Holy shit. But it's already deteriorated on the fucking field. Now you're going to get the shit behind the scenes. The NFL is going to do the biggest payoff job. You're going to do the biggest Vince McMahon walking in with a fucking briefcase full of money and then walking out of the fucking room without the briefcase anymore. They're going to do that. And is there going to be, probably 5 or 10 more John Grudens? Probably. But is that going to have anything to do with hurting the game overall to Roger Goodell and the NFL's budget? Hell no. It's a damn shame that the NFL is that powerful. The MLB is that powerful. These sporting leagues are so big.
Billions of dollars. Anyone with billions of dollars is powerful.
They're not fucking around, and they're not even going to let Congress fuck around. So Congress can be bought.
You know what I know you hate? Just because you don't like the guy? If owners do have to step down, which I don't know if it's going to get to that because, like I said, we're talking about billionaires. They might cover their own asses and have a bunch of other people take the fall for this shit. But if anyhow, some owners have to step down and now there's options to buy 1 or 2 or 3 of these teams, do you know who's going to be number 1 in that fucking line to get one of these fucking teams? Is your boy LeBron James.
Oh, God. Ugh, LeBron James.
It'll be him and a group of motherfuckers. It'll be him, Jay-Z, and a couple other fucking people. It'll be all his boys. Watch. I'm telling you right now, if one of these teams becomes available, he is going to be in front line as one of the people to be able to go buy one of these squads. I'm telling you right now, it's what he wants to do.
The Cleveland Chokers. It'd be great. I don't know. I think Jeff Bezos is fucking lurking, man. I think he's going to take over the league at some point. But we'll get into this at some other episode where we are going to monitor this fucking situation, because over the next 2 weeks is going to be important. They threw a deadline of November 4th at the NFL. We'll see if the NFL gives them what they want. If not, they're going to throw a little subpoenas in there, and fucking do what they want with them, and still. I don't doubt that they get the big briefcase in the back room and they stop fucking with their investigation. So
Jerry's going to take care of it all.
Oh, Jerry will take care of it. Believe me, he'll be right there, baby.
Let me talk to you over here, Sonny.
With a couple briefcases, all right? The thing that we should worry about the most is, what does the on-the-field shit look like? Don't fuck with that any more than it is. It's already becoming pussified as it is. Don't make it any worse. But episode 35 in the book, Scotty. Week 7 picks. Our segments will be back. I think I like them, Scotty. The Scotch with Scotty coming on a Tuesday. And what I tell you from Rocco B coming on a Tuesday after all the games on Sundays and Mondays. So we'll hit you with that on episode 36. You got anything else?
I got nothing. Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, baby. So this is Rocco B in for Scotty G. We're going to say see you later and sayonara.
Adios.